We're here.
I wish I could give you this feeling. I wish I could give you this feeling. On the corner.
What up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Corner Podcast. Kel Dansby here with the old man Andreas and Kel. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, you can see I got a new shirt, baby. It is Scissor Me Daddy ass time in the Blue Wire studio. Shout out to the Acclaim. They have arrived. If you guys are not aware, we're going to be talking wrestling, but not on today's show. Right. We have that show coming up still for you guys later in the week. Today, we are talking boxing. It is Canelo week here in Vegas. Always one of our favorite weeks.
It's a pretty good week.
It was a little better when Mayweather had the week, but I'm not mad
For
at
obvious reasons.
Yes. R.I.P. to the urban loitering.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It is not. And we'll talk about that and everything that goes along with Canelo Triple G3, the Trilogy fight, where people are like, yo, why do you need a trilogy? It's a draw, it's a win. You don't got to run it back. But we'll talk about their previous fights, how we scored the fights, and why this fight matters so much still, even after Canelo lost his last one and everything that's surrounding that. Stacked undercard on that fight as well. Bam Rodriguez leading the way in the co-main. That kid is special if you haven't watched him. We'll talk about that. Last weekend I was at Social Gloves. We got to talk about influencer boxing. It's the hot new thing in boxing. All the kids are doing it, Dre, so we got to talk about it. And, of course, we'd be remiss if we also didn't talk about breaking news, which we'll start talking about now. Crawford, Spence, all the hurdles are cleared. Just some language with the lawyers.
Without Heyman.
Doubt.
That's what it really is. It's really out Heyman.
Tomatoes. Dotting the I here, crossing the T there. Looks like we're finally getting the fight November 19th right here in Vegas. Urban loitering or no urban
Oh, there's
loitering?
definitely urban. That fight?
I don't know. It's a different type of urban loitering when Nebraska comes out.
Yeah, you might want to be careful.
Yo, those Nebraska, they're not a lot of them, but they come strong.
Yeah.
They flood Vegas.
Nebraska and
they're
Texas.
some wild boys.
Nebraska and Texas coming to Vegas.
Oh, man.
Right before Thanksgiving.
Bud's mom, Miss Deborah, I wonder if she cooking.
I don't know.
It looked like she make a mean pot of greens.
Yeah, but she ain't going to cook around
I need
Bud.
a plate.
Terrence got to make sure he make weight. But, I mean, dude, look. We've been waiting for this fight for 4 or 5 years. About as long as we've been waiting for Canelo Triple G.
Yep.
At least
4
they
years.
fought a couple times. So finally, this fight is happening November 19th. What I wonder is how well this will do on pay-per-view.
I think it's going to do pretty well.
I think so too. But does it crack 1 million?
I think they could pull some strings. If it cracks 1 million, it's like at 1 million.
Does it do more than Canelo Triple G?
Yes, because we don't know the back end of the zone, and still there's a paywall and there's a bunch of other factors.
Well, you can still get it on pay-per-view, right? Like if
you
you get it,
you
if
got
you
to
get
pay
it,
like an exorbitant fee, right?
actually you don't. Here's the funny thing about the zone, right? Is if you have a subscription, it's $69.
Yeah.
And if you don't, it's $89. How much is the subscription? $20.
Okay.
So you're basically it's the same price. It's a regular pay-per-view price. So there'll be some transparency there.
Are pay-per-views now $89?
Dude, they're so expensive. I haven't had to pay for one in so long.
I sound so privileged and out of touch.
They are like $90 for a pay-per-view.
UFC fans just be shelling it out
don't
every
care.
month.
They pay. Look, somebody asked me, "Would you pay for Triple G Canelo?" I was like, "Did you pay for Nate Diaz versus Tony Ferguson?" Yes, I'm gonna pay for it.
Yes.
I would.
If I had to.
Yeah, but I don't have to.
No.
I'll be there.
Yeah, that is also true. But I also still don't have to pay for it for my grandmother to watch. Because, no, I'm not paying for it. But to those who pay for it, I applaud you.
Yeah,
Keeping the business alive. Keeping me employed.
So the other thing is, with this fight, yes, it's all about the main event, right? What's going to be on the undercard? I'm curious who they're going to put on this undercard. Because Deontay Wilder he's got a good undercard.
Yes.
He's got Caleb Plant versus Anthony Durrell in the co-main event, which they don't like each other. So it should make for good fight week stuff. I talked to Deontay this week, too. We had an interesting conversation. Deontay's my man.
Every conversation with Deontay is an interesting conversation.
It is.
But I chuckle because the last time you talked to Deontay You damn near ended up getting blackballed from a press conference. Like, it ended up on some real wild shit. So that's funny to me.
For those who don't know, the why, I asked Deontay, it was Black History Month, and I asked him if he was looking to make Black history against Tyson Fury, like have an historic moment. And people was like, that's racist. And I was like, what are you talking about? Do you ask Canelo if he's fighting on Cinco de Mayo, if he's racist, if he says fighting for my Mexican people? You don't do that. I asked Deontay if he's fighting for trying to make Black history, and he was like, I'm trying to make Black history. Yeah. And the thing was, me and Deontay had talked about it the day before. But no, Fox execs like, why would Andreas ask that? He's racist.
Almost told you not to pass the mic. Yo, don't give Andreas the mic. He don't know.
Right. They were like, oh, why would he do that? It's like, you know why. You know I'm here.
You know why.
Hey, stop playing, man. But it's an okay question. We've never had a black fighter fight in February for Black History Month, and I wanted to see Black history made. I wanted to ask.
Eddie Hearn asked Canelo that today, and he was like, "Viva Mexico, cabrones!" Yeah. Everyone went crazy.
Hooray! Like Black history, they're like, "Boo!" What the hell's wrong with y'all? So yeah, that's.
Oh,
so
I can't wait for that interview.
We talked about Till This Day. We talked about mental health. We talked about.
And Radio Raheem, did he bring up Radio Raheem?
No,
or does the quote just live now without Radio Raheem?
Yeah, it's left him alone, and the quote is taken off. But yeah, me and Deontay, we talked about him coming back. We talked about him, the Fury fights. He still thinks Fury is a cheater.
Okay.
It's like, all right. He says he's a man of principle. He's going to never let it go. He's a cheater. So there's that.
Fair. Whatever you want to believe, sir.
He says he wants to fight Anthony Joshua.
You asked him about his R&B album?
Yes, I did.
Yes.
I asked him. I was like,
skip right to that part of the interview first.
It's the first thing I asked him. I said, so you were bored, huh? You sat at home and you were like, I'm going to make a song. He told me the whole process of making this song. He produced it and everything.
He can play the piano, though.
Deontay's crazy.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of money and nothing to do. So now he's back in action.
Oh, I like it. Can't wait to watch that fight from Barclays, October 15th. If anyone's wondering, it's packed day in boxing.
That's a stupid day.
I don't know how this should happen.
Deontay Wilder, Robert Helenius.
Yep.
I came from Devin Haney's workout. He was late, so I didn't get a chance to interview him.
Oh, okay.
So I had somebody else in it. David Haney, George Kambosos, Clarissa Shields, Savannah Marshall, with Alicia Baumgartner, Michaela Mayer on the undercard. What's the other fight?
And there's a Showtime fight that night as well. I'll find it, but it's another fight where it's like, yo, I can't miss that fight.
Like, what are we doing? You got the whole month of October, and y'all choose to have all the fights on the same night? That's crazy.
I don't think there's really any fights the weekend right after that.
October 22nd? No.
No, nothing of like consequence.
Nope, there's not even a UFC card
going on after that. No, UFC is off. So that week we also have Haney. No, I don't know. I guess that might be 3 fights.
But what makes it worse is that, well, not worse, better, depending on how you look at it. They're going to be staggered.
Yeah.
Because London, Australia, New York.
Yep.
I'll be in front of my TV watching a lot of boxing.
Listen, we could watch them all. The 4th fight was Vitor Belfort versus Hasim Rahman.
Oh, Jesus. That's that night, too?
That moved to November 19th.
Yeah, they pushed that off.
Because they were like, nah.
Yeah.
We ain't doing this. Instead, they're still doing a card that day. It's just from London.
Oh, yeah, they're okay.
Some other people on it.
Y'all don't care about that.
No, that's not like a must watch. But still, packed boxing weekend. We'll talk about all that when it comes up. Let's go back to last weekend. It's where we got to start.
Wait. Before we do that, your prediction, Crawford Spence, who wins? If I ask you today to make a pick.
Oh, my prediction's not changing. Bud stopping him. 10th round? Right? Yeah, let's go 10th.
So
Bud stops him in the 10th.
So I've said, for many years, I've said Errol Spence is too big. I still think he's too big. But I think that work against him now.
Okay. He's not stronger than Bud. He is bigger than Bud. He is not physically stronger than Bud.
He might be, but the issue is
like moving, like pushing weight around, like physical strength. Bud lifts and trains and hits like he's 190 pounds. He got like freak country strength.
I wouldn't necessarily say necessarily stronger. I think,
he's strong. He might be one of the pound for pound strongest boxers in the world.
But that's not
If
what I
not
think.
the pound for
I don't
pound
think that's what's gonna win him the fight. Win him the fight. Like I'm tired of it because everybody uses it. The X-ray with the dog in it.
Yeah.
That's what Bud has.
That is what.
Like he's different. And again, when I changed my predictions when I saw what he did to Sean Porter.
Yep.
I was like, oh shit.
He's gonna pummel Spence's body.
I still don't know if he beats him. I'm picking Bud today because Errol's so technically sound. He's very good. He's a very good body puncher. He's tall. He's rangy. He's an excellent boxer. He gives a lot of people the blues, and he'll be up for this fight. But right now, I'm going to pick Bud. I'm going to say a decision. I don't think anybody's going to get knocked out.
I think he stops. And the place goes crazy.
This is how
We'll be there.
you asked about urban loitering. So I've had all of my rapper friends are already like, "Hey, what I got to do? What I got to do to get a ticket?" I'm like, "Dog, I'm not promoting the show."
When I got the report this morning, early, and I was like, yo, okay, we're breaking this today. Shout out to Coppinger at ESPN. I was like, okay, so we breaking this today? I text Cop. I was like, finally. And he's just like, yes, good luck to your mentions.
Yep.
And I was just like, I don't get tickets, people. Let me put this out there first and foremost. I work these events. I don't, mingle and hang and rub shoulders with everybody in the industry. I know people, but I don't know as many people as this man. I don't get tickets like that. I don't know why people immediately started asking me for tickets.
Because that's what they do. Everybody asks for tickets. I got people in my DMs right now asking me for tickets. Certain people, I get tickets. Like, I've done it before. But if you just regular dude off the street, like, I'm not getting you. What I look like? I don't know you.
What I look like.
I look like getting you tickets. Like, I'm going, yes, I'll be at the fight.
Yes.
I don't know if you'll be at the fight. It ain't got nothing to do with me. Buy your own goddamn ticket.
That's the key. They go on sale, buy them.
But this fight, I feel like it's big. It's big for black people.
All black people want to come out.
Yeah.
To this. My entire mention is like, oh, we flying to Vegas? Yo, when we leaving? Oh, we outside? I'm like, I guess so.
Yeah, I mean, I'm at every fight, but sure.
Sure. We are outside.
It's a big one. Anyway,
We don't have nothing but black people in Blue Wire Studios.
Yes, yeah. Y'all don't think it's the NBA All-Star game out
Yeah,
here?
it's going to be scary. Jordan going to come in and be like, yo, y'all done packed this.
Yeah.
Going to look like the Palladium in the 90s. Deep New York cut.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be a wild week in November. It's gonna be cold as hell.
That's my only concern. November 19th is the week before Thanksgiving, right? Is it
Yep.
the week before? You asking for people to shell out another $90 for a pay-per-view. It's the only dates that you could have really done, right? But still, goddamn, it's cold. Y'all can do it in the spring.
In the famous words of Cardi B, a hoe don't get cold.
So don't.
So if that's the weekend, we all out there. You don't see guys dressed like Migos or now dressed like all these young whippersnappers, like with the ski mask on. We're like, oh, it's cold. Like, wear my rhinestone ski mask.
Get robbed.
I think they do the rob. No, probably not.
No, if you got rhinestones on your ski mask, you get robbed. You don't do the rob.
Just Royce's rhinestone do-rag.
Yes.
Okay. We got to have Royce on the show that week.
Oh, I've already talked to Royce.
I feel like from jump, this show is 8 years old. We had Royce on year 2, 1 going into 2. It's been 7 years. Our topic with Royce was who wins, Crawford or Spence.
Damn.
7 years ago,
Really?
we asked him that question.
What do you say?
I think he picked Errol on some real technical. That's the thing. And I see Royce do this online, not to go on the tangent. But he plays the middle of the road better than anyone I've ever heard.
Yeah, Nichols good at that.
He'll give you both sides, like, this guy should win. But you know what? Bud got so I was like, make your pick. So when Royce comes on the show, I'm like, make your pick, Royce. We standing by it. So that's going to be incredible week. But my pick's not changing. Bud by stoppage. The round may change as the weeks come closer. I want to say 8.
Damn.
So as I see Bud like on fight week, I might be like,
It took him 10 to finish Sean. How you going to finish Errol in 8?
I think the motivation level is entirely different.
Like, Errol's not going to be motivated.
Cue up the meme with the dog in the chest.
Yeah,
There's
I know.
5 dogs in the chest for this fight. He's been waiting so long for this.
Yeah,
it's
no,
a different level of hunger.
It's huge. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that fight.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. Sneaky good card, Dre. I was in LA. Take the picture. It took me an hour and 15 minutes to get from my hotel to this stupid arena. So I missed the whole entire undercard. I don't know nobody on this undercard, but just to let you know, I missed it. I got there. The credential office was closed already for Social Gloves boxing. I was like, ain't this some shit? I had to text him. All right, cool. Shout out to Bernie. Had to come outside and get me.
Oh, my man Bernie. Yep.
Had to come out and get me. Credential office already closed. I'm like, damn. But I get there in time to see the fights I wanted to see. I see the Corey kid from MTV, who I know from The Challenge. I guess he's on Teen Mom now.
I don't watch any of that shit. So I have no idea what you're talking
You really don't have. I mean, you could watch The Challenge. The Challenge is dope,
I
but
don't
like,
watch that shit, no.
it's kind of like, it's gone a little bit over the line. Except they do a bunch of like wild shit. I'm an OG Challenge fan, like CT Johnny Bananas Challenge fan. But nonetheless, he's on there. He never wins the challenges. He's fighting some other kid I'd never seen before that they told me he played basketball at like USC or something. Now he's an influencer. I was like, yo, they're fighting a heavyweight fight. They look big as hell. Most boring fight I've probably seen in 3 years. Damn. And I was like, damn, this ain't going to be a good night. Boy, was I wrong.
It was entertaining.
Wildly entertaining.
It's funny. I was at UFC 279 with my phone watching Social Gloves. And somebody walked by me. He's like, "You're watching that shit?" I was like, "You're watching this shit?" Like shit. I'm watching all the shits.
Yep.
Give me all the shits.
We're here for all the shits. So,
yo, what time did that card end?
Oh my God. 12:15.
That's what time it ended.
Yeah.
That's a crime for everybody in the East Coast.
12:15. Like, and I'm talking like hands raised.
Yeah.
After interviews. 12:15.
God damn.
The final bell rang at like 11:50 West Coast time. So people on the East Coast, it's 2:50. So if you stayed up, you were a fan of these men. But it ended at like 11:50. I called my Uber at 11:51. I was like, I'm beating everybody out of here, which is fairly easy because everybody was crying. We'll get to that in a second.
Oh, shit.
All 300 people. Crying. No disrespect to them. It was 300 people. So the last 3 fights on the card, though. The fight before the co-main, Adrian Peterson versus Le'Veon Bell. Exhibition, for what it's worth. Adrian Peterson, not tall-wise, just physically, one of the biggest men I've ever seen in my life.
He was a tailback.
He's like detail. I understand when they were like, yo, this kid could have played in the pros at 17. He's a grown-ass man, dog. Like, there's 3% body fat on this man. He's just jacked. And he walks to the ring because I'm standing on the apron. I'm just like, I wouldn't want to fight this guy. Le'Veon Bell comes out. He looks athletic. He don't look like that. So I'm like, damn, Le'Veon's in for it. Then they start fighting. Adrian's more like orthodox. Le'Veon's doing a lot of head movement, ducking and shit, like upward angle punches. I was like, this ain't going to end well. Then, about 2 rounds in, I was like, oh, Le'Veon's getting off. Adrian Peterson getting frustrated. Peterson drops his hands. Le'Veon was going to the body, ducking, going to body with the left. Adrian goes down to block the body. Right hand, bound right in the face. Folded him. Thought he tore an ACL again. Knocked out. Arguing with the ref, like, fight over. Le'Veon Bell puts the paws on him. I think getting knocked out on a card with 300 people in the stands is more embarrassing than getting cut.
Yeah. I mean, look, man, I have a harder time speaking in front of 3 people instead of like 3,000. You put 3,000 people in the audience, they look like a blur to me.
Yeah.
You put 3 people in front of me, I'm like, ooh. Because they're all paying attention.
Yeah, that's true.
So this man fought in front of 300 people. Yo, he got hit so hard, so I'm watching on my phone. He got hit so hard, his eyes just stayed focused on the gods. Like, he was like, God, why? As he plummeted to the earth.
Slow motion.
Look, I thought, I did the same thing you did. I was watching, and I looked, and I was like, God damn, Adrian Peterson's a big dude. And I watched him get slept, and I was like, those are show muscles. Those muscles were for show. They weren't for work.
At all. Walk around looking like handsome Squidward.
Yeah, man.
He ain't doing nothing with all those muscles.
Got work.
Yo. And that was just dirty. So I was like, okay, my night is made. That's what I came for. The exhibition fight, someone gets slept. Now we have the co-main, which I don't know why this gets top billing over Adrian Peterson. Swaggy P versus some black dude I never heard of before.
It was supposed
Late
to be
replacement.
Blueface.
It's supposed to be Blueface. I understand why it wasn't Blueface. Like, you can't go hitting on your girlfriend every other week and then come and collect a pay-per-view paycheck.
Nah, absolutely not. Man beats up his girlfriend on IG Live like
Yes.
every other weekend.
Granted, I understand. She beats his ass probably 3 more times than he beats hers.
Why y'all recording this is my question.
Constantly. She got one tooth missing
Yeah.
and thinks it's cute. Ha ha, he knocked out my tooth. Ha ha, he pulled out my hair. I'm like,
Y'all stop posting. That's all I keep saying is like, stop posting.
well, stop hitting each other. But
Well, that
secondly,
too,
if you
but-
can't, yes, stop posting.
Yeah, like why y'all posting this shit? Like y'all need therapy.
Yes.
Instagram ain't gonna give you no goddamn therapy.
No. So that's not going to end great. So he fumbled the bag. For what it's worth, he would have beat the brakes off of Swaggy P.
Yo, he was
Because
so
he
terrible.
can fight. Like Blueface can fight.
Yo, Nick Young looks so bad. Like he has arms wide. He was like, I don't know what this shit is, but this is what he was doing. And he throw a punch like this. He throw like the overhand like
Yep.
slap punch. But it
Tiny
wasn't
little
like
arm circles.
yeah. And then he turned his back and do like a pirouette. I was like, what is this man doing?
He didn't know what he was doing.
Nah, man. Nick Young boxing was the epitome of the meme where he's shooting the 3 and he's like turned around.
Yeah.
This is boxing. It's like you
It
missed.
was all
sir.
bad.
Yeah.
And he's full like dad bod Nick Young too.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Listen, I don't talk about nobody's body. We all trying to get in the gym. We all trying to look a little better. Shout out to Angelo Dawkins, who beat me there. I'm a catch up dog. But someone in the mentions called him Flabby P.
Yeah.
I was in tears.
Yeah.
Literal tears when I saw that shit. But no, so I think he just wanted out. They say the fight was called due to headbutt.
Oh, man.
I'm on the apron. I got the video.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody headbutting.
No, I watched your video. You spun around and fell out the ring and was like, I don't want to be here anymore.
That's
guys.
it.
I thought my man from security that came to catch him and like carry him away. I was like, is he just gonna carry him away like a damsel in distress? Like, don't do that. Don't go out like that. Don't go out like that, sir.
Oh man, that's exactly what it looked like. Like he just came to get scooped up,
Yep.
take him to the back.
Like security did JoJo in the Jodeci concert that I referenced a year ago. JoJo passed out drunk. Security just scooped his ass up like he was trash and carried him off like a damsel in distress.
That's it. So Swaggy P did not have the best of nights. Says he wants to fight again.
No, he doesn't.
I don't know, man. I don't know who's paying for that.
I mean, shit. No.
Main event though, sneaky good fight.
Yeah.
Probably gonna end up one of my favorite fights of the year between anyone.
Well, no, it's not that high, but it was entertaining as hell.
Anson Gibb, or Neeson Gibb, or whatever. Neeson Gibb, which is big nose.
Yeah, in reverse. Yep.
Yeah. So backwards. It's crazy.
Yeah, I learned that when he fought Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Like, what? Oh, shit. Big nose. I got you.
Yeah, that's funny. So he went toe-to-toe with Austin McBroom.
Yep.
Who is the guy who runs Social Clubs. All right. Don't know who Austin McBroom is because he's a YouTuber, family YouTuber. Cool. When I tell you, of the 300 people, he brought some people out. Granted, I didn't know half of them, but the influencers were out. Everyone, which pissed me off, he's entering and everyone's over there trying to get like their selfie videos and stupid stuff for the gram and for TikTok. I'm like, fuck. So they're getting in my way. But Chris Brown was there watching. He was sitting next to Regis Pro Grace. He got walked out by YG and Tiger. And I was like, okay.
God, he did all that.
C Breezy. Like, you got C Breezy out?
See, that's embarrassing. For those who haven't
Horribly
watched,
bad.
we haven't got to the end yet. Just hold tight.
So, first round, Austin McBroom comes out. Anderson Gibb catches him. Or, excuse me, McBroom catches Anderson Gibb. Bam, left hand. Right cross. Oh, Anderson Gibb is down. McBroom stands on top of him.
Yeah, he
flexing.
flexed on him. I was like,
Flexing.
oh.
I was like, oh, shit. Oh, he put on the show. Gibb survives that round. Boy, the ass whooping Gibb handed McBroom from that point on, dropped him 5 times to the point I'm looking at the ref. I'm trying to record. Right?
It was Jack Reese was the ref.
Right. I'm looking at the ref. I'm looking at McBroom's corner, who's right next to me. I'm looking at the ref. I'm looking at the corner. Looking at the ref, looking at the corner. No one sees this ass whooping. Nobody's going to save this man.
Nah, man.
He is not a professional.
Got knocked down 5 times in a 3-minute round.
The second knockdown put him through the ropes.
Yeah. And they were just like, oh, well, Jack Reese is like, you got to show me something. He's like, I'm showing you something. I'm showing you they fucking me up. And I use the word they on purpose because at a certain point, you're not getting whooped by one. It's like, I don't know who all these motherfuckers coming for me are. But they all put me on my ass. And his corner was like, let's go, McBroom. I'm like, yo.
Oh, my God. He had like his personal photographer next to me.
Oh, he had to turn his shit off.
Yo, you can hear him in the background of some of my videos. He's like, Austin, don't go out, Austin. And then it's just like pleading with him. Austin McBroom's brother, who would fall early in the night, is behind me. He's damn near in tears. After the third knockdown, people were like, oh, shit.
I wonder what Chris Brown was thinking.
Uh,
You want me to get in there for you, sir?
Chris Brown probably danced his ass right off to the side. He's like, I'm out of here. Do his little dance. Because I feel like Chris Brown doesn't walk places.
No,
he just always dancing and just crumping places. Random backflip. So, yeah, no, Chris Brown probably
Quick
left.
aside. Have you been watching the Genuine videos?
Oh, my God. What is with the neck thing? The Quagmire?
Like, he does the Quagmire shit, but he has the beard and the hair, so he looks utterly ridiculous. The reason why I said that, I was like, is that what Chris Brown's going to be?
Hands down.
Yeah. He's going to be that guy that does, like, the jump, skip, kick thing?
Easily. He's already gone through 21 different hairstyles.
Yeah. All right. I was just wondering. So yeah, Chris Brown dances his way.
Yeah, he's probably gone by now. So he's like, yeah, no. I see the writing on the wall here. He's also probably trying to beat traffic.
Hell yeah.
Like I
Where's my
was.
driver?
Yep.
Fight's not over. Yes, it is.
It's done.
He's been down 3 times.
The fifth one, he's out.
Yeah.
Cold. The entire stadium just goes, oh. Like, there's no awing in boxing.
No.
I was like, who the? Like, oh, this is all you guys' first fight, huh?
Yep.
And this is one of those where it's like, Gibb raises his hands, like, yeah, I'm the champion. I'm like, Gibb, ain't nobody cheering for you.
No, they did not come here for you.
Nobody came here for you. And I was like, it's a hell of a knockout. Went crazy for us on social and Sports Center and everything. And I was like, damn, Austin McBroom. That's the equivalent of Jay-Z putting somebody on a Summer Jam screen.
Yeah, but
You ain't never living that down. Like, it's a wrap.
the worst part about it is, like, you own this shit? And you let that man put his hands on you like that?
It's a wrap for the promotion.
Yeah, it's like, ain't no social gloves. It's a Neeson gloves now.
That's
Big nose gloves.
That's funny.
Oh,
No, but fun event. If you guys haven't seen that knockout, well worth your time.
yeah.
Getting knocked out in front of rappers and celebs, though.
I mean, the worst part is, look, so Canelo Triple G will probably have like, what, 15, 16,000 people?
Yep.
And a lot of people have phones out and shit like that, but they don't have followers.
Yep.
All these people have huge social media followers.
Every single one.
So they IG live, like everybody saw him get knocked out. Way more people saw it on TikTok and Instagram Live and Twitter than watching the arena and on pay-per-view combined.
Easy.
Wait, was it pay-per-view?
It was
on
pay-per-view.
Fight. That's right. I watched it on Fight. Yeah. That's embarrassing.
Horribly embarrassing.
And everybody's got their own commentary and shit. Because nobody really cares about anybody, right? Like the influencers, they're here to influence. They're not here to like each
All
other.
about numbers.
Yeah, it's like, oh, how do I talk shit about my friend now?
Yep. So just saying you were there when he got bodied. I was walking to the Uber after, and people were cutting like live promos to their IG and TikToks and Snapchats. Like, oh, Austin was my dude, but he got knocked the fuck out. I'm like, damn.
Well,
It's lonely at night for Austin McBroom.
yeah, it is. Oh.
I say that as soon as he got knocked out, you know how like the rappers, when they rap you out, they sit ringside?
Yeah.
YG and Tiger look at each other, gave each other the tap and the head nod. And they were gone. Like, yo, there's no standing next to you. There's no what up, homie. You all right?
Nah,
They
I
were
come to
out.
your locker room and check on you.
Celebrities are cold-blooded,
Make sure my check is in the mail.
man. Oh, yeah, I guess they get paid for that.
Well, yeah, I'm sure, the Cash App it.
Cash App me my money.
Yeah, Cash App
when
me
you
my
wake
bread.
up. After your little nap in the ring, Cash App me my money. So now, yeah, the rappers, all that stuff, they're a different breed. You know, that actually jogs my memory. LA rappers in the news cycle. I can't believe we didn't lead with this. But PnB Rock,
Oh, man.
who I'm going to say, rest in peace, I only knew one song by him.
Selfish?
Yes.
Yeah.
But the kids really like him, I guess.
Yeah.
And I saw that news coming back. I don't know where I was. I think I was Canelo Grand Arrivals.
Then
When
was
that
it
news-
Tuesday?
Tuesday, I
believe
think.
it was.
And
Yeah.
like the news break, I'm like, yo, he got shot? Like, oh, that's crazy. You know, people get shot kind of. It's LA. I thought like a rapper was shot. And then it was the quickest turnaround of like, yo, now he's passed away. He's no longer with us. Then as details came out, I was like, out of Roscoe's?
At the one on Pico, right?
I've been to that one.
The Hood Roscoe.
Yeah.
So
Their waffles slap different. If
They
no
do.
one's been to like Roscoe,
They do.
like that one, that Obama special is
yeah.
top notch.
So there's a couple things, right? Unfortunately, it's this thing where we got this rampant rapper death thing that's going on. Rappers just keep getting shot. But the blame started to go to his girlfriend, the girl he was with, for posting a picture and the location. And I was like, really? That's what you guys are going to pick on right now? Y'all be showing y'all location everywhere y'all go. Because the funny thing
People
is,
are normal though.
what I'm saying, he posted a video of him being at Roscoe's in the parking lot.
Yep.
And then she posted it. But to blame her for this, it's like, why don't y'all blame the dude that shot him,
Hands down.
that walked into the Roscoe's and killed this man over some jewelry? And so Royce 5'9" did the Joe Budden podcast a couple months ago. And Royce said something that stuck with me. He was like, you want to know why we keep dying? There's no code in hip hop. There's no like, don't do that. You don't do that. Like the only person who gets respect is like Jay Prince.
That's it. Yep.
But everybody else is like free game. Like we don't respect our elders. We don't respect the culture. We don't, like Roy said, if there was a code, Nipsey still be here. Because like you don't do that.
No. In his hood, he's untouchable.
Yeah, like you don't do that. Like
And
even
that's the code of the streets.
Right,
Like, there's
but-
not even a streets code.
there's no code in hip hop that protects rappers. Like there's nothing there. So everybody's free game. Everybody's on the same level. The social media makes everybody touchable.
Yeah.
So, yeah, of course I'm going to say, yo, if you're a celebrity, stop dropping your location and daring people to come see you. For one, stop flossing your jewelry. Jay Prince put up a post that said, don't swing cheese in front of rats unless you got a trap. Because they're coming to eat your cheese.
Motherfucker's poetic.
Jay Prince.
Jay Prince.
As soon as Jay Prince said it, people were like, I'm not going to rob nobody else.
Yeah.
But
He don't get robbed.
hell no.
Tell you that much.
But this PnB Rock, I think it was 30.
Yep.
And it's another one gone. You got robbed for some jewelry that somebody's going to pawn and get half the price of that jewelry because it's custom jewelry. A pawn shop was like, what am I going to do with this?
Yep.
They ain't going to make no money off it. It's like nickels and coins and we got another person slain. But everybody's coming at this girlfriend. I'm like, yo, you're ruining that young lady's life by blaming her for his death.
Oh yeah, she is already traumatized.
Yeah, like, yo, she just had to watch somebody walk into a Roscoe's and open fire in front of everybody. No questions asked. Robbed them. And you're gonna go and blame her? Like, what's wrong with y'all? Celebrity culture is weird, man. And I think celebrities are now at the point where because of Twitter and because of social media, the degrees of separation shrink even more. Because everybody thinks they know you because they follow you on social media. I have people that follow me on social media and think they know me. Like, dog, you don't know me. You know nothing about me. But it makes everybody feel like they can be touched. And somebody didn't like PnB Rock because some whatever and wanted to rob him and went into a Roscoe's and killed him. I mean, that's...
And some celebs just have no
Crazy.
clue that they're like, again, he is our boy.
Yeah.
And be like, yo, E, you can't be walking.
That's
When
what
he was
does.
champion, like, yo, E, you can't walk. Like, not on some like really exaggerated type shit like this. Like not worst case scenario.
Well, you look,
but just in general,
let's be clear.
like we just care about you.
If you run up on Big E and you try to rob him, you ain't getting nothing.
No, you getting a real busted wallet,
Yep.
and at that time a suitcase with a string.
Yeah, that's all you get. You're gonna be pissed off. What's in the briefcase? Nothing.
Yes, air.
Nothing at all. But like that's the thing. It's like
Yeah.
celebrity culture is very. People want to get robbed. I mean, people get robbed.
I saw GSP coming in here
Yeah, he was here.
from the parking lot.
Yep.
Dolo walking
Yeah.
is GSP
Well, but again, there's a code. Like people aren't gonna run up to rob GSP.
at all.
But
Like,
rappers,
even MMA fans, like they ain't gonna do him like that.
it's sad, man.
A lot of jealousy in rap.
Oh yeah, it's built off of envy. It's unfortunate. So it's like when YG and all those cats show up to fights. They jump in with their driver and they leave.
Quick,
You can't just like
can't even enjoy it.
nah. Like me and Top Dog went to Roscoe's, but Top ain't carrying a bunch of money or flossing. Like we ain't tweeting where we at. We at Roscoe's eating. Like it's the code is to like don't tell people where I'm at.
That's the key.
Like, he ain't got to tell me. Like, when Top meet up, we just go. Because what am I doing? Like, yo, I'm at Roscoe's with Top Dog.
Yo, a lot of people do that.
I can't. Like, I don't tweet about where I'm at half the time.
Yeah.
And drop the location for what? I don't need y'all to know I'm eating chicken and waffles. I do that shit any day of the week.
Yeah, and I have a bunch of reckless at hot takes, and like I talk slick and greasy sometimes. I done offered to slap a grown ass man several times on the show. So yeah, and I can't drop my location anywhere. No. So and that's just on the smallest of scales. So it's crazy to see that young rappers, not on some gang shit. Like before, when we were growing up, like in rapper get killed. It's like, all right, you on some real gang shit. You were selling drugs. Like,
you had enemies.
Yes, like real deal enemies. Like, you done some shit to cross some people. There's just somebody like PnB Rock. There was a video going around. He just jumped on an IG Live, shared the screen with some dude, a nobody dude. And it was just like, well, fuck you. Well, fuck you. Pull up then. Where you at?
That's the worst line ever.
Stop
telling people to pull up.
Nah, or spin the block.
Yeah, like stop saying that. Pull up then. What? You ain't prepared
at all.
So it's senseless, man.
Or are you gonna shoot them? You going to jail?
Right. I just wish this shit would stop happening, man. Because it's only in our culture. You don't hear about Mick Jagger shooting fucking Steven Tyler.
No.
Like, it's fun, but you don't hear that shit.
Nah.
Like, what are we doing? We got to protect our culture.
To be fair, it's not older people getting shot.
No, it's young cats.
It's young people shooting other young people.
I mean, it's true.
They feel like everyone's a peer.
It's too much, man. It's sad. It's sad, but
it is another one due to recklessness. It makes no damn sense. But someone who had everything to lose and a bright future, taken out by someone who has nothing to lose.
Right.
Just horrible things. So let's hit the break. We're gonna come right back, and we're actually gonna go through the entire Canelo Triple G3 card, give our official predictions, talk a little bit more about fight week and atmosphere going on here before we get out of here. So don't go anywhere. Be right back after this. All right, everybody, just that quick. We are back, and it's all about Canelo, all about Triple G, all about the Trilogy, right here in Las Vegas, going down T-Mobile Arena on Saturday. Dre, the atmosphere really ain't atmosphering yet.
No, it's, as we're recording it, it's Thursday. The press conference, however, they did let fans in, and there was a long-ass line outside of Cobb Theater.
The grand arrivals were like a good amount of little fans, but the city ain't about it.
No. It's weird because this fight is as big as it's 2 years too late, right?
Yes.
Should have happened a few years ago. Canelo made Gennady wait for 4 years for a rematch. He waited till the man turned 40. It's lost some steam because of that, and like, you don't hear like them talking about it on ESPN First Take. You don't hear about it on Fox. Like, you don't see them doing the media rounds, like,
because Canelo lost. That took a lot of steam out.
It did. But I mean, I'll say this. I've said this a million times, and we'll talk about everything else. I'm gonna jump right into this because the atmosphere. It's Mexican Independence Day weekend. It's still gonna be a big weekend. It's still gonna be a lot of fans there. Ticket sales are a little slower. You can get stuff on the secondary market, on the first market, still right now. Yeah. This fight I've said it a lot. This fight reminds me of Marquez Pacquiao 4.
Oh, like the trap fight?
Everything about it. I was going through all of this, and so when Pacquiao, after his second fight with Marquez, he started going up through weight classes.
Yep.
Collecting belts. He made history, all that shit, and then he lost to Tim Bradley. And who did he fight next? Juan Manuel Marquez.
Yep.
What did Marquez do? Fucking smoked him. But heading into that fight, there were a few things that happened. Marquez didn't have a lot of fights in between. Pacquiao was fighting everybody.
All the time, constantly.
Yeah. Margarito, Cotto. Like, he fought he was just crushing people. Then he lost to Tim Bradley. Between that, what Gennady and Triple G and Canelo don't have is, got to remember, Pacquiao Marquez 3, everybody thought Marquez won that fight.
Yep.
Just like Canelo Triple G won. Everybody thought he won that fight. So you go to Marquez Pacquiao 4. Pacquiao was a 3-1 favorite. Everybody thought, oh, this is a revenge fight. He's just taking this fight because he's pissed off he's lost to Tim Bradley. He's going to smoke Marquez. Everybody thought Marquez was over the hill. Pacquiao was the bigger star, and the fight started off quick, and then Marquez slept him.
Yeah, and Pacquiao was like dominating until he ran into one. That's the
Well,
first.
no, they both went down.
That was the first fight. Yeah, Marquez went down.
Yeah.
Pacquiao went to jump on him to like end it.
Yeah, he got caught.
Got caught walking in. But that was the first fight I ever covered as like a member of the boxing media.
That's crazy. First fight.
That was my first fight. I had just gotten kicked out of my house in Kansas City, moved here, and I covered that fight 2 days later.
There you have the big underdog. You have the Marquez was considered to be over the hill.
Yep.
You have Pacquiao coming off of a loss. You have the 3-1 favorite. You have a rivalry where everybody thought Marquez won 3 of those fights. People were like, Marquez could be 3-0 because the first fight ended in a draw. Marquez went down 3 times in the first round. Still ended up with a draw. The next 2 fights, the third fight especially, people thought Marquez won. The second fight was really close.
Pacquiao dropped Marquez in the second fight, and I think that ended up being the difference.
It was. Just like Canelo Triple G,
Yeah.
I had Marquez winning every fight. Heading into that fourth fight, I was like, Pacquiao's going to beat him. He's old. He's over the hill. So as this fight started to materialize, Canelo's coming off a loss. He had moved up in weight, become an undisputed super middleweight champion and a light heavyweight champion. Meanwhile, Golovkin just kind of sat around and waited for him. Like,
He hasn't been that active at
he
all.
only fought 4 fights.
Yep.
Steve Rose, Sergey Derevchenko, Murata, and I forgot the other guy's name.
Murata is the most recent.
I can't remember.
Might be, 3.
No, there's
Maybe
4.
4.
There's 4 fights. 3 knockouts and the Derevchenko fight. 4 fights in 4 years. And he wasn't motivated. Marquez had a fight in between the 3rd and 4th Pacquiao fights. He wasn't motivated. Then when the 4th fight came, I remember sitting with Marquez. And it was like, you could tell it was different.
Yes, he was motivated, air quotes.
Well, his back was motivated. His back was
I gave it
acne
to that
bound.
fight ginormous.
His shit was bumping like Miami 808 space, man. Like his shit was thumping. Like his back, I was like, oh my God, this guy's juice to the gills. But the whole thing was heading into this fight, I'm getting those same vibes. Everybody thinks Canelo's going to knock out Triple G. I don't think so. Everybody thinks that Golovkin's 40. He's done. 40 is different now than it was like 15 years ago.
Yep.
I think this fight's going to be a lot closer than people think.
Do you think Triple G can win a decision?
Yes. Here's why. Canelo's output has decreased every fight over the past 4 or 5 years. Dimitri Bivol, like, here's Canelo's game plan for all of his fights now. If you watch him, this is what he does. I'm going to pick my spots, I'm going to break you down, and I'm going to eventually stop you. It worked with Caleb Plant.
Yep.
Worked with Billy Joe Saunders. He just beat Callum Smith's arms till he couldn't punch anymore. Worked with Sergey Kovalev. Because Canelo's upper body movement is defense, and he's accurate, so he can pick his spots. But he's not very active. He lost like most of the rounds that Kovalev took before he knocked him out. But what happens if you can't knock him out?
That's
Dimitri
what we
Bivol.
just saw. Yep.
Dimitri Bivol, he was like, I'll just outwork you. Golovkin has never been outgunned in a fight. Even the Canelo fights, he's never been outpunched. So if Canelo can't hurt him or have his way with him, and if that punch output dips, and now Canelo's like blaming it because he couldn't run, I don't believe that shit. It has more to do with
He went back to eating meat. He's no longer a vegan, which it holds merit. You should not be a vegan competing in combat sports or any high energy sport.
It's tough.
Your body doesn't work that way.
But when your punch output dips, it's 2 things. One is ego, because you think you can do what you want when you want. The opponent's just going to crumble. But Bivol was like, I'm here, and I'm going to throw punches. And you could see it. Like in the 9th round, Canelo's face was like, I can't get rid of this guy. There's nothing I can do with him. But Canelo's going to this fight thinking, I'm going to knock out Triple G. He said it like 4 or 5 times. I'm going to knock him out. Golovkin's never been knocked out.
No.
Now, he got hurt against Derevchenko to the body, which everybody takes away from. But at the same time, Triple G didn't want to be in that fight. He's been waiting for Canelo for 4 years. And they give him fights because, remember, he signs with DAZN. DAZN tells him, because I worked there, I seen this shit happen. When you sign here, you're getting the Canelo fight. Canelo's like, no, he's not. It's not in my contract. It's in his contract.
Yep.
And he made him wait all these years. Canelo said it this week. The only reason I'm fighting Golovkin is because I'm contractually obligated to do so. He didn't want to fight him. So Golovkin had to go fight Derevchenko was like, I want to be here.
Yep.
Now he wants to be here. He's never been knocked out. Canelo doesn't throw a lot of punches. Gennady does.
Still.
This is a recipe for disaster for Canelo. He should win this fight.
Yeah, I thought he would knock him out. I mean, we've been saying it for years. The longer it goes for Triple G,
Yeah.
the more of an advantage Canelo will have. But yeah, stylistically, Canelo is just different. If you could promise me he's going to go back to the high output.
No, he hasn't been high output since. His output dipped against Arasani Lara and hasn't been the same since.
Nah, he's
No.
throwing some good stuff.
He does not throw over 150 punches in a round.
The Jacobs fight,
He wasn't busy. Jacobs missed. Jacobs only landed 17% of his punches, if I remember. 17 or 12.
he did make Jacobs look foolish.
He made Jacobs look foolish. The thing that Canelo has to do is he has to step to Triple G again, like he did in the second fight. And even I thought he lost that fight.
Yeah.
He has to go to the body. Because
I
Triple
thought
G's
that one was a draw.
he's got Triple G's 40, so he has to go to the body, but he has to outwork that man. Because there's two of the judges, Dave Moretti and I forgot who the other judge was in the Bivol fight, are the same two judges in Canelo Triple G3 that scored the fight for Bivol. So they value work rate. They value you can't get him out of here. The other judge that had it for Canelo, he's not part of this shit.
They're like, you, stay home.
Yeah. But I think there's a way that Golovkin can win this fight. My only concern is, the best concern is that he's 40. I don't know how this is going to play into it.
Father time catches everyone.
Eventually, sooner or later, that stone chin cracks. That granite chin will crack. But, man, the odds have – you can get Golovkin at plus 360, which is like 3.5 to 1. I'm taking that shit.
It's not bad.
I've seen worse. I'm taking it. I think Golovkin's got a hell of a chance to win this fight. Maybe I'm just drinking the Kool-Aid, but it's just
Live dog.
everything that I've watched. I was just like, I think Canelo should win. He should be the favorite. He's 32. He's made all this history, but I keep going back to Pacquiao Marquez.
It's a must win for Canelo Alvarez.
Oh, shit, yeah.
He ain't leaving there without a win.
Look. Somebody asked me, well, I did my Clobbering Time podcast, which you can find in Sport News. Hey, and I had this conversation. I had Keith Idec on this week. Who's got more to lose? And at first it was like, well, it's Golovkin because this is all he's wanted. But I was like, if you think about it, Canelo can't afford to lose this fight.
No.
Because this man is chasing greatness. He's lost to Floyd. He'll never get that win back. It is what it is. Fine, you fought somebody who's more experienced, best pound-for-pound fighter in the world. It's okay to lose that fight. You fought Dimitri Bivol. You lost. Fine, you climbed a mountain that was too big for you.
Yep.
And you lost. This is your third fight with Golovkin. You're 8 years younger, and you're bringing him up to your weight. You're making him find a win. You have every physical advantage that you could possibly have in this fight. You've made it this way.
There's no excuses.
There's no excuse. But if you lose this fight, it's over. In terms of, right before the Bivol fight, we were talking, oh, no, this ain't about Canelo being the greatest Mexican fighter of all time. He's in the conversation, one of the greatest fighters of all time.
Which he can still be.
But if he loses, it's done. Because what it also does is validate Golovkin for the other two fights.
Yep.
It's like going back and taking your parking ticket. It was like, this ticket's $12. No, it's not. I got parking validation. Boop. I ain't got to pay this shit. Them losses don't look the same anymore. Everybody goes, well, shit, Triple G done won all three of the fights.
That's what they'll say.
That's exactly what they'll say.
Like with Tyson Fury.
Canelo's legacy will be in shambles because he's been criticized so much. He's cherry picking. These guys aren't nobody. Even though we know Caleb Plant, Billy Joe Saunders, Callum Smith, Sergey Kovalev, they're all somebodies. But
World-class fighters.
fact of the matter is, you can't beat that man. You couldn't beat him twice before, and now you had every advantage. And then you got to give up the undisputed super middleweight championship to him. Gennady Golovkin wanted to be the undisputed middleweight champion and couldn't get it done.
Yep.
Now you're going to make a 40-year-old man go up, and a 40-year-old man becomes the undisputed super middleweight champion? It's over for Canelo. It's either you were...
Because they're not running it back again.
No.
I tell you.
What did Marquez do?
If Triple G wins, he's pulling a Marquez.
Yeah.
Peace. I'm out.
Yeah, he'll let's fight for a time. Fuck you, I'm out. Like,
That's it.
I
No.
did what I had to do.
And especially it was poignant. He talked yesterday at Media Day. Triple G said, this is the last fight on my DAZN deal.
Yep.
I'd be a promotional free agent. Nobody's giving him the money. DAZN just gave him
No.
at 40 years old. Especially if he loses. If he wins, sure he's a star. Maybe. maybe they'll give him that money to fight Benavidez or Charlo.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Charlo fight, I think, will happen if he wins.
I think Benavidez gets the fight before Charlo.
Ooh,
Because he's champ at 168, not 160.
I wouldn't take that fight. Here, real quick, here's why.
But they'll pay him a lot to
They
let
sparred.
Benavidez beat the brakes off.
They sparred when Benavidez was 17. Because Benavidez sparred everybody in Abel Sanchez's camp. I remember this because I went, when I was working with Jay-Z's Life and Times, we did a documentary on Golovkin. Went to Golovkin's camp. This is right after the Rosado fight. And I was like, Abel, who else do you have in your camp? And he was like, well, I got this kid named David Benavidez. He's 17 and nobody can put him down. He was like, they beat the fuck out of him. And he just keeps coming back. All these years later, David Benavidez, he can't wait for that fight.
Yep.
If I'm Gennady, I was like, I don't want you.
They'll give him some money for the Benavidez fight. The Charlo fight, they'll give him real money.
Yeah.
But outside of that, nobody's paying you nothing. So they're not paying you what you're getting there. Yo, I'm out.
He's done.
Dispersing all these belts. Canelo, this is my last FU to you. Go belt collect again. Go chase.
Yep.
Because you can't run this back.
He's done. Dude.
You're not getting the W off of me. And Marquez is living off of that. Pacquiao win.
Because
Can't tell him shit.
Marquez knocked out Pacquiao. Then he went and fought and lost to Tim Bradley. And I'll never forget this because I was looking at Marquez that week and I was talking to Nacho Berenstein. And I was like, there's no way you could possibly be as motivated for this fight as the Pacquiao fight. Nacho was like, And the reality is like, if you're Golovkin, there's nothing left.
It's all downhill.
You've done you just became the undisputed champion. Beating there's nothing left.
No.
Time to go home. I'm done. Let Canelo be pissed for the rest of his life.
Official prediction from you before we get out of here.
I'm picking Golovkin by decision. Today, all week I've been picking Canelo. Right now I'm picking Golovkin.
I'm picking Canelo by decision. I used to think it was Canelo by knockout.
I don't think he's going to stop him.
Golovkin's last performance was really fucking good.
Yeah, he went out, and that was the thing. I talked to Jonathan Banks, and I was like, the Murata fight, was that basically Golovkin knowing that he was getting Canelo? He was like, yeah. That was the first time that Golovkin went in the fight and knew it was like, well, after you beat him, you have Canelo. Contract's done. That guy's fighting Canelo? I don't know. So I'm picking Golovkin. I don't care. If I'm wrong, it is what it is because I think Canelo should win this fight. But, man, all the signs is telling me that this is it.
The end of Canelo Alvarez. Grand opening, grand closing.
This was
Boxer of the year last year.
He
cleared out an entire division in a year.
And 0-2 in 2022.
That'd be some shit.
I'd be stunned. Canelo will still fight. He'll still get world titles back. But that'll be his Ken Norton. For like Muhammad Ali, fucking Ken Norton was a problem. He was like, I can't beat this fucking guy. I get these narrow-ass decisions. He broke my jaw the first time, and that's what it is. Canelo will continue to fight, but for his whole life, he'll be known as, hey, you couldn't beat that Kazakh dude.
Yeah.
Who's every year that
Big
goes
drama
by,
show.
Big drama show starting to look more and more like Julio Cesar Chavez. You look at Golovkin in his face, you're like, hey, man, you turning Mexican on us?
He's one of the greatest Mexican fighters ever.
Mexican
Mexicans
style.
love Triple G.
Yep.
So he might have more fans in the arena than Canelo come fight night.
Also, Bam Rodriguez fighting on this card.
Yes.
If y'all paying for this pay-per-view, actually watch it.
Gabe Rosado.
Bam Rodriguez is like, the kid is like, what, 23, 22?
22 years old still.
And he'll get the winner of Estrada versus Chocolatito, which is happening in December. Watch Bam. He's going to kill this man.
Oh, hands down.
He just destroyed Scott Sorwin and Visai, so he's coming in. This is an exhibition. Mark Castro's on this card. Austin Amon Williams is on this card. It's a loaded card.
I interviewed Bam yesterday, and the first thing that popped out to me, one, he's a kid. He had like braces, and like he's just like a happy ass kid, like just happy to be there. But he's like, he's like, I study like all these like fighters from like the past and recent. He was like, really? I like boxing. And he was like, I just watched tons of boxing. He was like, I went into the last fight. Mm-hmm. And then he was like, oh, I knew it was a southpaw. So southpaw versus southpaw matchup. He was like, I just watched Shakur Stevenson versus Jamel Herring for like a week.
It's crazy, man.
And he was like, all those angles, all the stuff you saw, like I got that from Shakur, and then I just put power behind it. He was like, I watch Lomachenko constantly. I watch all these fights. I was like, yo, this kid's like a library.
Yeah, Bam is the truth. Bam, there's a picture of Bam and Virgil Ortiz floating around. It's like from 10 years ago, and they're both children. Like, God, they're children. They're mowing people down. I think Barack Best from Ak and Barack posted on his social media.
Okay. Yeah, I gotta grab that from Brock. But yeah, no, man, it's gonna be one hell of a fight weekend. So make sure you guys enjoy it, be entertained. So much more boxing coming up in the next weeks and months. It is going to be fun. Next week, when we talk boxing, Shakur Stevenson will be fighting. So we'll recap everything happening this weekend, preview the Shakur Stevenson fight and his title defense in Newark, New Jersey. I'll actually be flying out there for that fight. So that's a Friday night fight.
Yeah.
Crazy enough. Right. So we're bringing the vibes back on ESPN. That should be fun. In the meantime, follow us on social media at Corner Podcast, at Corner Podcast _ on Twitter, at Corner Club for Life on Instagram. Follow the Corner Podcast on YouTube. See our pretty faces. Shout out to everyone in the booth. Nasty Nestor, holding it down, making sure we look good today. Antoine behind the boards again. Antoine took time away from his busy schedule, making the best beats in the world, doing everything else to come and bless the podcast again. So it's great having Antoine in the building. From Blue Wire Studios here in the Wynn Resort in Las Vegas, you guys stay safe. Don't drop your locations. We appreciate you all. Till next time, we're out.
Peace.